Welcome back as we continue to watch the race for New Jersey governor. Let's get over to Allie Bauman and Dick Brennan in our virtual studio with an update now that the polls have been closed now for almost an hour in New Jersey.
Indeed, they have, Christine, and we're checking these numbers very carefully because they are coming in, and we're going to show you right now, first and foremost, the numbers as they look right now.
So right now, with 31% of the vote in, we have Democrat Mikie Sherrill in at 59%, Republican Jack Ciattarelli coming in at 40%. Still early, the polls just closed less than an hour ago, Dick, but right now looking pretty good for Mikie Sherrill.
Yeah, 31% of the vote in. You can't say that's conclusive, but you also can't say that it's inconclusive. If you're in that Sherrill camp around, you might have to be saying, okay, this looks good at least for now.
Absolutely. So right now we want to bring in Dr. Matthew Hale, an associate professor of political science at Seton Hall University. Dr. Hale, thank you for joining us. Now, this has been such a competitive race throughout this entire election. These numbers, though, are much wider of a gap than we've been seeing in the polls. So what do you make of these early numbers?
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. I think everybody was expecting it late night. Everybody was expecting it to be a nail biter, but these early numbers are really good for the Democrats. They seem to be overperforming in the areas they need to, and he seems to be underperforming in the areas that he needed to really do well in.
Dr. Hale, that's a great point. When you talk about the areas, we don't know what areas those numbers are from, at least as of now. What significant change would have to happen for these numbers to start to go in the other direction?
Well, you'd sort of have to see a huge bump in both the turnout and the vote in South Jersey. Jack Ciattarelli needs South Jersey. That's where most of the Republicans are, and he needs big numbers down there. So you need that to happen. And then you'd sort of need to see up north and in the central part, you need to see in Bergen and Passaic, you need to see those numbers sort of taper off a little bit. It's right now it's looking pretty good for Democrats, but it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, and Dr. Hale, this race has been a lot about affordability. Do you think, seeing these early numbers, that is what was driving people to the polls today?
I actually don't. Affordability is, of course, the #1 issue for people in New Jersey, but I think this race was ultimately about Donald Trump. If these numbers hold, it's going to be a repudiation by New Jersey of Donald Trump, and a pretty strong one. Mikie Sherrill spent the vast majority of her time running against Trump, and if she pulls it out, it's really going to be a tribute to that.
And quickly, Dr. Hale, what number would you get to say, okay, Mikie Sherrill could say, I think we've got something here, 50%, 60%? What percentage of the votes?
Well, I think the goal is for her to beat what Phil Murphy did last time. Phil Murphy beat Jack Ciattarelli by 3 or 4 points. If she beats that, I think you're going to certainly see that all of the gains that Trump made in 2021 are going to went away. So I think if she's above 4 points, I think it's a pretty decisive win.
All right, Dr. Hale, thank you so much. We'll be checking back in with these numbers, checking back in with you. But for now, Christine, back to you in the studio.
Dick and Allie, thank you. And be sure to join us at 9 p.m. for our Voters Decide election special, streaming on CBS News New York. And then we will bring you a full wrap-up tonight on the news at 11 o'clock.